So it ain't gonna go into the setup stream that I have. We're live on YouTube right now, but it's not in the stream that's set up. Okay, well, we are live. We are live, just not the stream that I had set up.
Your location got compromised.
Yes, our location was compromised and we had to go through a secondary source. Coming to you live from a undisclosed location far below a Dollar General inside of Area 51.
And I'm coming to you guys live from Nero Trigger's basement.
Nero Trigger's basement.
I can't tell you where I am. That's the whole undisclosed.
Nero's going to be like, well, I don't have a basement, so huh.
Wait. Here we are. Okay. And we got people in the chat. Let's see who we got out here. We got Nero Trigger. I see our feed. I see me and Lou. I don't see JoJo.
I haven't typed in there.
No, I mean on the feed itself. Let me see. Let me go to a different view. There we go.
Ghost broke it. See what happens when you question everything?
We are questioning everything. We are trying out some new equipment tonight. So this is kind of a test stream. There we go. And yep, there we are.
Hey, Kayoko and Jerry, what's up?
This is my first live stream. Wait,
why do I not believe that?
My first live stream. Yay. Okay. Grim. Small Town Investigation. Valerie. Jerry Kovalik. Herman the Great with a $4.99 super chat. Can't stay long, Ghost Mafia, but I wanted to show some love. Donna Ralph's in here. Brandy. Who else? Rasmin Morgan. Jenny Marcus dropping them links. Nina Landis. Christy Ray's Ghost Fam. Kayoko Rock Fam. Jerry Kovalik. Brian's Paranormal. Darwin's in here. Lady Swan's in here. Well, we got a bunch of people in here already, guys. Awesome. And we got another guest that's going to be with us here in a little bit. We're going to be talking some conspiracies and things like that. And just do what we do on Tuesday nights. So let's see. Brandon Holtz Vlogs. Hey, Ghost Mafia, how are you doing tonight? Hello.
What?
Nothing. Kids are coming in here. I want to bang on the wall and be like, I'm live here. You know how it goes. Zach Sanford says, hello. Mama Rock is in the house. Hey, Mama Rock.
How you feeling?
Yes, I've seen the pictures of what happened with Mama Rock. And I think there's a conspiracy behind that ceiling fan. But I hope you're feeling better, Mama Rock. I know you was in the hospital today. Prayers go out to you for fast healing. And we love you, Mama Rock.
Love you, Mom.
Diary of Our Minds in here. Aniki Jack, Colorado Explorers in here. Saying hi to you, JoJo.
Aniki!
Will the Rocker Will is in here. Lou's here somewhere. He's got his mic muted. I think he wasn't quite ready for the show yet, but.
Well, Mama Rock just came down and said thank you to everybody.
Aw.
But I muted it because I don't know why.
It's conspiracy.
The Crazy Pop. Hey, everyone. Donna Ralph. I'm sorry for the joke earlier. I didn't know, Mama Rock. I hope you're feeling better. Rasmin Morgan. Is this age restricted?
No.
No, we don't usually age restrict these, but sometimes the topics can be somewhat controversial. It is a show about controversies.
He's asking because I'm up here.
Oh, okay. All right. I
We
got
should clarify this. I can behave, believe it or not.
you.
I just don't like to.
Just tried to knock my own head off in a fight with my fans.
I'm just glad that she's okay.
I seen the pictures. There's a couple of good gashes in the back of her head. I mean, wow. Lou, you got ceiling fans with like metal blades or something? Like,
No, it's just regular.
that was messed up, man. I seen the pictures.
Thing is it was on high and it's a low ceiling, and she hit it just the right way, man. She almost scalped herself. She literally almost scalped. If it was metal, she would have scalped herself.
Laura Gadilli, hi diary. Also, Lou, Laura Gadilli sent me a message the other day. I guess she's blocked in your chat. One of your moderators had blocked her in your chat, thinking that thinking she was a troll or something. I don't know, but she wanted me to let you know. Oh, was it? Okay. All right.
I've explained this already. That was me.
All right. Well, this is the first time I got to tell you about it. So.
Yeah, and if you want a reason, the reason is
no explanation. That's
yeah. All right.
You know your business. We'll leave it at that.
All
right. Nature Kelly's in here. Egyptian Gamer Geek is in here. What's going on, Gamer Geek? He's been coming around a lot more. He was gone for a while. I don't know where he's been. Christy Ray's Ghost Fam. I had a ceiling fan almost fell on me. The wires started twisting inside and it snapped.
Ow. That would have hurt.
Chris Forums is in here. Oh, don't get Lou on the flat earth theory. Oh, man. He could talk for hours on flat earth.
Yes, he could. Actually, he proved it last time.
K-Dog's in here. Who, what, where, when, why, questioning everything. Right now, need answers for everything. Help me, LOL.
Oh, I gotta go kill my kids.
No, you don't want to do that.
Hold on a second.
Definitely won't.
Somebody just body slammed somebody upstairs. I gotta make sure they're all right.
Damn.
Guys, don't try this at home.
Hey, down the rock.
Let's see. 36 people in here and climbing. Guys, share this out. Let everybody we know. Yeah. Let everybody know that we are live. We're doing Question Everything tonight, and we're going to get started here in a minute. When Lou gets back, we're going to start talking about some conspiracies, just letting the chat build up, giving some shout outs. Flat Earth Forum says, Brian's Paranormal Nation 13. Hello, nice to meet you. Joined your channel, brother. Hey, guys, if there is anybody out there in the chat that you don't recognize, feel free to go check out their channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of their videos, and leave them a comment so they can get back to you. In fact, Miss Becky Taylor right there, I just got off of the panel where we were trying to help her get to her 1K, and she's just a little bit over 700 right now. So if you guys don't mind, go over to Miss Becky Taylor, check out her channel, hit that bar, ding that bell, drop a like on one of her videos, and leave her a comment so that she can get back to you. Just leave it out of the chat, and yeah, feel free to network in the stream and go for it. Go for it. Grow your channel. Absolutely. Bill 56 Bel Air is in the house. Native Grammy's in here. Bill says, hey, Ghost Mafia, my friend. I'm just a viewer. Wish I was a charismatic as you are to make videos. You know what? Christy Ray's Ghost Fam, when I first started out doing videos, I started out as a podcaster. So, you know, I was doing podcasts and things like that. And I was a DJ in nightclubs and things like that. But when it come to doing videos for the first time, that first time I hit that go live button, I was shivering, shaking, shitting razor blades. I'll tell you what. the more often you do it, the more you'll get used to it. You just got to get past that first one. That's all there is to it.
Gotta jump in.
Yep. Just jump in both feet. You'll get used to it. And before too long, you'll be just rattling things off like I do. Animated Adventures. I'm new also. Well, thanks for joining us. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. It helps with the algorithm. Yeah, I can't talk today for some reason. My tongue is like twisted.
You've been hanging around me too long?
Something. I think there's a conspiracy there. Backwoods Billy Beer Crafter or Craft Beer Reviews. I'm sorry. Cheers, guys. Here to grow my YouTube channel and make new YouTube friends and support. Yep, absolutely. Get in there. And, you know, we're going to be talking some conspiracy stuff here in a few minutes. And, Lou, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, okay. So what do you got for us this week, Lou? I know you said you've been researching some stuff.
Yeah. I'm lost.
I think they got to Lou.
They got to me.
I think they got to
They don't want me to speak anymore. So, yeah, they got to me.
37 in here watching. Lunatic Dad is famous, Ghost Mafia. Yes, I know Lunatic Dad is famous, DF. Lou Rock, I sent you a pic. LOL. Miss Becky Taylor. Hanaki Jack Colorado Explorers is saying hi to Purgatory Paranormal. Uh-oh. Lou, your wife is in here. Alyssa Parrish Rock Band.
Alyssa, you know what's crazy is literally my brain has just, usually I have like 10 subjects about this just off the top of my head. And I did do research this week and my brain literally just stopped working completely. I think they're hitting me with the waves, man.
Oh, you better get out your tinfoil helmet.
Yes.
Yep, that's what you need. You need your tinfoil helmet. You need your Magneto helmet. That's the one you need. You need to find you one of those Magneto helmets.
You know, I wouldn't want to just, because we've hit this one before, but I seen something that was so amazing that I could not even believe it, seeing it with my own eyes and hearing it. There was an interview that Buzz Aldrin did with a child, and the child asks, why haven't we gone back to space ever since you went back then? And the little kids, first Buzz Aldrin says, that's not a little girl, that's not a 12-year-old question, that's a big people question. And then he looks straight at the girl and goes, well, the answer is because we never really went. I can pull up the video. I'm sure if you look up Buzz Aldrin little girl interview, it'll pop up everywhere on YouTube.
That's crazy.
And yeah, to hear it come out of his own mouth, I don't even know. He said, because we never really went, and who knows the reason? And then he says, well, I think I know the reason. And you guys got to see it for yourself. Look up those keywords. You will find the interview. It is mind-blowing. And it just leads more credence to, we didn't go. We didn't go to the moon. And now there's part of me actually even thinking, and I know it sounds nuts, it sounds totally crazy, but maybe we've never even been to space before. Now, I know that's really far-fetched, but...
And I have to say, I think we've gone to space. I mean, it's hard to fake pictures from space if you didn't go there.
Yeah, no, it isn't, because we have CGI nowadays.
Well, and you know, we do have the space stations and things up there and people living on these space stations in rotation around the Earth for months at a time.
According to them. I
well,
mean,
I mean, if we hadn't been to space, I mean, who's going to go up there and repair these satellites that are feeding us this internet right now, the cable television channels that we get and all that? You know, that stuff has to be maintained.
well, there's a theory that satellites are not in outer space, that there's actually a bunch of balloons all over the world that act like satellites, but they're not actually in space. They're just balloons.
Yeah, but you can see with a telescope, you can actually catch the satellites in orbit and see them as they pass and things like that. So you can visually see them yourself at night.
Well, that's green screen.
Well, no, I mean you can see them with your own eyes at night. You know, where they put a green screen around the Earth and
no, they put a green screen inside of the telescope.
Oh, the telescope.
Yes.
Now that's getting a little stretched, a little thin there, but
All I'm saying is go check out the interview. It's pretty compelling, and
I can believe that we've never went to the moon. Probably
it's even a little bit scary when he says, "Well, I think I know the reason." Now, what if they did go? All right, say we did go, and they ran into something, and that something didn't want us there. It might be a good reason to not go back.
Well, that could be too. You never know.
Well, my biggest argument is we should have already a base on the moon. That should already be in place. We should have been working on that for a long time already.
You know, but how are they going to build on the moon? You know, are they going to use moon dust to make concrete? And you know,
That's feasible.
I mean, you know, in the cold and vacuum of space, you got to have water to mix up concrete. You know, and then it's porous. There's no guarantee that it's going to be airtight and you're going to be able to seal it up. So you'd actually have to build like steel walls up there.
Well, what you really could do is you could just
weld in space, you know?
You could just send pre-made pop-up buildings. I mean, we have NASA. We have hundreds of people working on them kind of questions. I think if we could build a space station that is always running and up, you know, out there in space, circling us all the time, I do not see why we can't have a base on the moon.
That's true. You know your camera's not on, right?
Yes, I know this.
Everybody wants to see your beautiful face there, Lou.
It's because I don't want to disclose the top secret location that I'm live streaming from.
Well, that's what you get the green screen effect for.
Oh, okay. So the green screen will actually make you guys think that I'm live streaming from my basement.
From your basement, exactly.
When actually I'm live streaming from some other place.
For instance, like my green screen, I can actually make it look like I'm transmitting from places like the bar in my backyard or Cab 7's garage.
I like Cab 7's garage. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Cab 7's garage. What do you think? It's the one-way ticket into space you'd try re-entering.
What's that?
Listen, Paris Rock Fam says, why do you think it's a one-way ticket into space you'd try re-entering?
I mean, yeah, it could be possible.
Well, you'd only try it in re-entry if you're coming in at, 7 miles per second is what they rate it at, basically 7 miles per second. You're re-entering the atmosphere at, hundreds of miles per hour. So when you're going into the atmosphere and the ionosphere, all those ions create that friction on that nose cone. You got to have, you know, textiles and everything on that thing so that you don't burn up on reentry. You have to be able to slow down during reentry because that's going to lessen the friction, going to lessen the amount of heat and everything. So, I mean, they put a lot of thought into it. And I mean, I've seen, you know, like the Challenger series shuttles actually fly. And when they come in, they fly like a regular airplane. They can come in and land at a regular airport. So you would think that they would be able to come in slow and just come in, you know, but there's still a portion of reentry that, you know, when you're going through that ionosphere, it's going to still make it hot. Didn't a space shuttle blow up not long ago? That was one of those conspiracy theories. And Lou knows about that one. That's the one with Krista McCullough, the school teacher and all that was on there. And supposedly they didn't die. They all have twins somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's the explanation, is that they all have, like, when people show, well, this is a picture of this person, there's like 3 of them that they say that it's their twin. Like, it's so crazy that they can find pretty much every one of those people and show you them today. And the answer behind it is that's that person's twin, that's that person's brother or sister. But it just seems, and then even some of them have the same exact name. They didn't even change their name. It's the same name. And I've seen the pictures myself, and it's pretty convincing.
I can tell you one person that can remember that. Cab 7. We need to get Cab 7 up here. I bet you he remembers the Challenger explosion back in '86.
I wasn't even born yet, so I can't help you.
Oh, there he is. Surprise. What's going on, Cab?
Not too terribly much. And that background looks awfully familiar over there at Ghost.
I told him we're coming to him live from a undisclosed location, deep underneath a Family Dollar inside of Area 51. So I had to kind of mask the location. So I just used a picture of the garage.
That's a conspiracy in itself, because I've known this for a long time. People actually think that Cab 7 is live streaming from like an everyman's garage. I mean, you see all this stuff. You got a flag, you got a canoe, you got, you know, some artwork that he's made. Guys, hours and hours of meticulous planning has gone into making this everyman's background, and he's in front of a green screen. I mean, look at Ghost Mafia is live streaming from the same place.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are facts.
The conspiracy is that, and here's the thing that you don't know, okay? The thing that you don't know is that Cab 7 is actually the president, chairman, and CEO of Dog Ham Incorporated. And he's actually live streaming from inside of the production facility where they make dog ham.
Well, I got to tell you something. I just found this out. There's a town called Westfield, Massachusetts, and really, really weird. I was looking this afternoon. It's like, isn't that coincidental? This town, if you're caught buying dog ham after 9 p.m. at any grocery store, any convenience store, you get fined $500. $500 if you're caught buying dog ham after 9 p.m. in Westfield, Massachusetts. If you don't believe me, check it out. Check it out yourself. I was totally freaked out. It's like, what are the chances of this? This is just too coincidental. I don't know. Now, I know that you live in Massachusetts.
Westfield, Massachusetts is actually right around the corner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really close.
I don't know if you heard this, but I just found out that news today.
And actually, no, they have gotten. I mean, you guys have gotten to me. I've been bribed and I sold out. And I used to be against dog ham, guys, but you know what? I needed the money, and
$20 is $20.
well,
Mm.
ham pays really well. So, why do people really, think of it as so bad? I don't, you cut a pig's head off. You got ham, you got bacon, you got all this stuff. That's okay. We cut off a chicken's head. That's okay. We cut off a cow's head. That's a big, giant, beautiful mammal. That's fine because you got some steak. But we start chopping up dogs and eating them, and people get all grossed out like there's something wrong with it or something.
Green Bay wacky. What's going on, Green Bay?
Westfield is trying to get the towns around it, like Blandford and Southwick. They're trying to get all those grocery stores in all those areas to hop on board with this after 9 p.m., giving a fine out to people. Matter of fact, the grocery stores have the dog ham locked down underneath glass. You can see it, but you can't touch it.
Yes, just like, well, I'll tell you why. Well, what happens is, dog ham is sold at a premium price. And
Yeah.
so what people were doing is they were going in and stealing the dog ham.
Yeah.
So, there's too much dog ham thefts. So they started putting it behind glass cases, like right next to the baby formula. And yeah, because it's very pricey.
Lou, they're making profit off it, man. They buy it from the grocery store and then they sell it out on the street, man, and make $10, $15 profit off of it.
No.
It's like that Similac. They were trying to sell it, and make profit off of it.
Yep, same thing. It's actually on the shelf right next to the Similac.
Yeah, I think it is. Yep, I think you're right.
No, I wouldn't doubt it if there was dog ham in the Similac.
Oh, don't tell me that. OG uses Similac.
Oh man.
Oh, it's the Gerber. Okay, it's the Gerber.
She's growing so fast. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yes, she really is.
I would be looking in the ingredients on the back of that Similac to make sure in that little tiny writing that the senior citizens like myself can't read. I would make sure it doesn't say dog ham as one of the ingredients in that Similac.
Yep. Got to be careful.
That's called cross-contamination. If the Similac is sitting on the shelf right next to that dog ham, there could be possibly some sort of contamination.
PJ says, Merritt Island is just across the swamp from NASA. You can see everything. A man I was in a assisted living facility with was one of the few who took them to the Challenger and other ships. Interesting.
So, I don't think I read that the right way. Let me see. What does it say?
The one I just read?
Yeah, it's just across the swamp from NASA. You can see everything. A man I was in. You were in a man?
No, a man I was in assisted living facility with.
Oh.
Was one of the few to took them to the Challenger and other ships.
Okay.
So, yeah. What happened to your camera, man? You just went gray.
I'm already gray, dude. I'm already gray.
And JoJo's still with us, aren't you, JoJo?
There's no help in the gray.
I'm still here.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like I'm out of the ordinary, so I'm just gonna, do the same thing. The hell with it.
Our nightly bootlegger came with it. Our delivery of dog ham. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You got your bootleg dog ham delivery.
Yeah, up here it's illegal.
That's true.
They don't sell dog ham in Canada?
Nope.
Oh,
Like the prohibition up here. You gotta order it from a bootlegger.
that's pretty crazy.
I thought they were using the Underground Railroad to get it up there.
I don't know how it gets up here. I just know that we get it and you have to order it specially.
Son of a bitch.
Right? Everything costs twice as much, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, Canada. Hell yeah, that's unheard of. And the shipping. To get dog ham, one can across the border, it's like $27. And that's the cheapest way to send it.
Yep.
Pretty bad when the drug dealers are smuggling dog ham.
Right?
Mudcon. Lee and Ladybug's in here.
Hey, Mudcon, how you doing?
What is in here?
Johnny Morissette, good to see you.
This story of Dory. Hashtag boycott dog ham. This is Dory. I took over my humans YouTube channel. Woof. There you go. Dory is boycotting dog ham.
You know, every time that we mention dog ham, if somebody on the panel has a dog, the dog just starts going crazy.
Yeah, our dog hides when we talk about it.
Yeah.
He's currently hiding in the kitchen.
Now, do you think there's any connection between like big city leash laws and that dog ham laws that you were talking about after 9 o'clock and all that? You think there's a connection there?
Oh.
Probably.
Well,
I think it's
there's the little leash and the big leash. There's two different laws. Big leash is for the small dogs, and the small leash is for the big dogs. So it depends on which law you're talking about.
You know that they say that dog ham is actually a front for. Oh, I don't even want to speak about this. This is too serious. It's too entrenched in our government for me to even say this. This might get us flagged, so I'm not going to speak about that.
Bill 56 Bellaire says, I think they mix cat ham with dog ham.
I've never heard of that before. Cat ham. Never heard of that.
Well, mostly they don't use cats to make ham. They use cats to make
catsup.
Catsup? Yeah.
Catsup.
Yeah.
I'll be
Do
damned.
you ever get those little chicken finger things from a Chinese food restaurant?
Yeah.
But chickens don't have fingers.
And don't even get us started on horseradish sauce.
Or chicken balls.
You know what? I went to a Chinese food restaurant, and yeah, they said they had these things. It was, and they were called shrimp balls. But in little tiny writing underneath of it, it said, made with dog ham.
Oh.
Thanks, Mudcon. Mudcon says, Jojo, you look beautiful. So does Cab 7.
Oh, God.
Cab 7's sexy as hell, isn't he?
Damn.
Is that a whole pie?
Get that. What's left of it?
Green Bay says dog ham was started to conceal Jimmy Hoffa.
I think Jimmy made it into a can of dog ham. What kind of, is that lemon meringue pie?
No, it's apple pie, homemade.
Oh, apple pie.
Apple. Yeah, someone in the audience thought he was eating a cheesecake.
Yeah, I finished that
was
off yesterday.
Yeah, he finished that one yesterday.
Yeah. Man, oh man, I'm a pig.
Well, dog ham is pig friendly.
Lou, dude, I'm gonna have to bring my own goods before I ever come up and visit you, because there is no way you would have to go grocery shopping for at least a week for me to come up and visit for an hour.
Yeah. I don't think I could afford that much.
Oh. Damn.
You put in your
Says, I still want to know where my bite is.
Oh, hey, I don't mind sharing. Here you go, buddy.
I want some.
Here. And you can't have it without this stuff here. You got to have that on there.
Nice.
Stereotype, perhaps, but I lived over a Chinese restaurant for 20. Wait a minute. It went by too fast. I lived over a Chinese restaurant for 23 years. I never once seen a stray cat anywhere near my house. Story Dory.
Yeah.
And you know that it's funny that he says that because I know like the Chinese restaurant over in Moundsville is right next door to the animal hospital.
Ooh.
Coincidence? I think not.
See, she's hiding. She's shivering over here.
That is actually a true story.
Wow. No, I think the laws in Massachusetts are they're gonna stretch out. I mean, it's gonna cover every town eventually in Massachusetts about this after 9 o'clock crap. And I think it's so stupid. Be fined $500? Are you serious? For buying dog ham? And what is it? What's the theory behind this 9 o'clock? What happens to dog ham after 9 o'clock anyway?
Well, what happens is because marijuana is legal in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
after 9 o'clock, everybody's got the munchies.
Ah.
They don't want us to have a food shortage, so they have to limit the amount of dog ham that we could actually consume.
Ah,
That kind of makes sense, actually.
that's logical.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is truth. We speak the truth.
We are diligently working our fingertips to the bone to get all this information all out there to all of you that watch.
It's illegal here in Washington too.
You know, they went as far. Now get a hold of this. For women and their bridal showers, they are actually inventing edible dog ham underwear.
What?
Ew,
Yeah.
Yum.
Yep.
that's nasty.
Well,
Unbelievable.
I heard that dog ham was actually made. There's a lot of religions that can't eat pork. So,
Right.
So it's basically a pork substitute.
yeah, I heard it's just a pork substitute, basically.
Now here's the strange thing. Okay, and this is a true story. This just happened before we went live tonight. Lady Swan was over here on her computer, and she said that one of the local churches, and I won't say what denomination it is because I don't want to get into a big, like debate on religion and things like that. But one of the local churches is going to be doing a free dinner tomorrow at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And your choices of food is pulled pork or smoked chicken. Now, this is a church that their religion believes you shouldn't eat pork. Why would you serve it at your, church dinner if your church doesn't believe you should be eating?
By God, you just gave away the
That doesn't
religion.
make any sense.
You just gave away the religion.
Well,
Now
no,
I know which one you're
there's
talking.
actually several religions. One of the religions that we belong to is says that, it's in the commandments. You're not supposed to eat anything that chews a cud or that doesn't chew a cud or have a split hoof. It's in the commandments. So I mean, that's it, and that's
Ghost Mafia, you're talking about condiments. No. Okay.
Yeah, but I suckled off my mom's breast. So are you saying that was against the biblical?
no.
Well, that means we can't eat you, Cab 7.
Right. I'm just saying that there's religions out there, and there's multiple religions, so whether it be, the Adventist, the Jewish religions or Muslim religions and things like that, that there are religions out there that say that you shouldn't eat pork. That's against the religion.
See, all that stuff's from the Old Testament, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love me some bacon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And I'm looking at Lou Rock's pig there, and that's got me frothing.
He's a happy pig.
I can tell he wouldn't be happy after I got done with him.
It's really weird how our brains work. Because like, all right, you're eating that nice, tasty looking pie.
Yeah.
Now everybody who's watching is like their mouth is watering but if I took that pig in that picture right there and cut his head off and hung him upside down by his legs, do you think everybody's mouth would be watering for that?
No.
Maybe if you hung him in a smoker for about 12 to 13 hours. Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I did that for the 3 nights that I was at the Green Bay Wackies, I hung him up upside down in his garage. I made him squeal like the pig that he is. So.
Oh, dear Lord. You know what? I'm going to have to do it. I'm gonna have to. Hold on.
Oh no.
I got to do it. And I know we're going to get to some like real conspiracies here shortly, but
What
I
do
got to
you mean? We are talking about the issues that matter.
Well,
exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Dog ham lives matter.
Dogs are people too.
Right. Green Bay Wacky. He says, Ghost Mafia, he tried to suck my breast. I drew the line.
Oh, he is out there. I just sent you a link there, Green Bay. I sent you a link, told you to come defend yourself.
Damn.
Okay, so what do you think about the okay, big controversy right now? You see the commercials on TV all the time. You know, you don't see Marlboro commercials on TV anymore. You don't see smoking cigarette commercials, cigarette advertisers on television. They did away with that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you see all the anti-vaping ads and all the anti-smoking ads on TV now. And now they're claiming that like the vaping can put chromium in your bloodstream and give you heavy metal poisoning over a period of time. Do you think this is all kind of a scare tactic like they used to do with the cigarettes? Or do you think that there's some validity to it?
Well, here's the deal is those people that are vaping, it's actually fairly new. It hasn't been around for 20 or 30 years for them to do the studies on it to see what it's actually doing to people. So when they first started pushing the vaping, they pushed it as a healthy alternative. Well, I've already I have a family member who's in the medical field, and there's already a condition called popcorn lung.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, popcorn lung doesn't sound good to me. And so I guess in cheaper vaping juices, there's a chemical called diacetyl, and this chemical can cause health issues. Popcorn lung being one of them.
Wait, isn't the main ingredient in diacetyl dog ham?
I believe actually diacetyl is derived from dog ham. Yes, you're right.
But you know, the vapes, they throw them all together. There's different vapes with different ingredients. My vape, the one that I did for 5 years, is like medical grade and food grade ingredients that are actually found already in everything.
All right. Here's one way I look at it though. What are you putting into your lungs when you vape?
Depends on what vape you have.
I'm gonna
have different ingredients.
No, every vape. If you're vaping, what is
an oil substance?
Well, no, just the name in itself, vape. It's a vapor.
I was going to say moisture.
Yes, you're putting moisture, you're putting water into your lungs, which is, to me, sounds like an easy way to get pneumonia.
Mm.
I'll tell you what's in mine if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. It is. Let me put my flashlight on it. I'll tell you what mine says is in it. It says the active ingredients are, now I've got the 2.4% nicotine, water, propylene glycol and artificial flavoring, all ingredients medical and food grade.
I think I'm more worried about the water than any other ingredient.
So basically, your vape that you're currently using is nothing more than a miniature fog machine.
Kind of, I guess.
Did you know that the actual fog machines that they use for like music videos and haunted houses and all that stuff were actually invented to put a haze in the air in tuberculosis clinics, because they would put like Camphor and certain chemicals in the fog to help the breathing. And they would literally just haze the whole building with a fog machine.
I didn't know that.
Now, here's my question, okay? Because Lou was saying that it puts moisture into your lungs, but so does a vaporizer.
Oh, nice point.
And you use those when you're sick.
Yeah.
All right, but see, a vaporizer, you don't sit there with your face on it, sucking the vapor directly down into your lungs.
Okay, but before vaporizers came out, they used to tell you to put your head over a steaming pot and breathe in that moisture.
Which I also think could be bad for you. And you know what? It might be good for you.
And June Gall says, June Gall, and I want to shout this out. Hi, June. We love you. She says, why don't I have pneumonia constantly? I have a bubbler that delivers moisture to my lungs 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more on a long-term sucking it down with the little vaporizer pen. I just think it's too early in the existence of vaporizers for them to say that they're a safe alternative or not.
I tried about 15 different kinds of vapes. Views, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was inhaling fiberglass.
Well, when you're taking that moisture into your lungs, okay, you not only need moisture to get the cold or anything like that, you have to take virus in too. You know what I mean? So if you're getting a direct moisture source, you're not getting the virus, the cold or anything like that coming in with it, then you should be fine. If you keep all your equipment clean and sterilized and everything, you should be fine.
I know that when it comes to the moisture and me breathing and sucking and blowing, I get a bad case of flatulence. Now, usually that happens a lot in nursing homes. So if you see, don't ever stop a senior citizen in a nursing home from blowing and sucking, because that's absolutely normal. They have flatulence, and that's why you get the smell that you do inside a nursing home. Just letting you know.
I think the conspiracy with vapes, I think the tobacco companies want you to think they're just as bad. Just go ahead and keep smoking our cigarettes because the vapes are just as bad.
Well, I'm not saying that they're any better or any worse than smoking actual cigarettes, but I know it's an expensive habit to get into. I mean, it started out with just the e-pens and things like that, but now you have these, you go out and you spend $100 on a mod and $50 for this piece for the mod, and then, $25, $30 for a big bottle of vape juice. By the time you're done, you could have bought 3 cartons of cigarettes. You know what I mean?
This is $20 for my vape, $20 for the main vape, USB rechargeable. And these are $13, and I didn't find myself buying more than 3 of these a month. So for me, it was pretty affordable, actually.
Well, I'm sorry, George. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, see, vapes are sold in different degrees. So, like, you can get what Wacky has, okay, and buy all that stuff. Or you can buy a kit. Like if you're just trying to like try the vapes, just the first go, you buy a thin little pen, a small bottle of juice. That juice should last you about a month. Okay. So that juice is about $20 a bottle, lasts you a month. Your coil lasts you 3 weeks. You can get a pack of coils for like $15. Okay. So 3 weeks per coil. And the pen itself is rechargeable.
But it seems like these kids today, and this is where you see most of the vaping at. So, you know, teenage, like 17 to 25, okay?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a competition with them who can blow the most smoke out, you know, or the most.
I was just going to say, yeah, have you ever seen the amount of, and that's another thing, the temperature decides on if it's vape or are you actually burning something. Because if the temperature's set too high, you're starting to burn the products inside and it's actually turning into smoke and not vapor.
I mean, you know, when I was that age, the competition thing was your stereo, okay? Who had the best stereo, who had the biggest speakers, who had, you know, now it's the vape, man. It's not about the car stereo or the 15-inch subs in the back end or anything like that. It's the mod and how much smoke you can get it put out.
Now,
But you know what, hence blowing and sucking. You got to suck it. You got to suck in the vape before you can blow it out.
Believe me,
but now
Ben can suck a golf ball through a straw. Trust me on that.
okay, so here's the thing though, is with the mods, you start at a pen and you work your way up. By the time you get to those big cloud mods, okay, they do competitions where there's no nicotine in them whatsoever. You're not inhaling it. You're just seeing how much cloud you can actually get. Okay. Yeah. But by the time you get to that, you shouldn't have any nicotine because those bigger mods, we have those bigger mods. You can't have anything higher than a 3 milligram of nicotine in those mods or you'll choke to death. I'm not even joking. You'll choke to death.
Now, I got a question. If there's nicotine inside of the vape, that doesn't stick to your lungs?
Well, they claim nicotine's not a carcinogen, but it is a drug that's addictive.
Well, I'll tell you this.
That's what they claim.
I learned that nicotine is more toxic than cyanide per microgram.
When it's in liquid form.
Okay.
So with the nicotine, it's not the nicotine that's causing all like the cancerous stuff or what this is what they're saying, okay? It's the other chemicals that are in it, the tar, the drain cleaners, the everything else they put in a cigarette.
Dog ham.
Well, let me show you proof right now. I'm going to take this camera. Now watch. Now, I've been in this garage for almost 6 years. This ceiling has never been painted. It's still drywall. Now take a look at that ceiling. That is a golden hue. That is nicotine.
Yeah.
And the garage door is pretty stained up too.
Now, how much of that is just nicotine versus the tar?
Right. I mean, check out that garage door right in between the seams.
You know, I want to come to your house and clean that.
I know you do. I got the first one. See that first section? I wiped it off.
And actually, I didn't want you to do that because I know it's freaking poisonous. And
I know, but actually, Lou, I licked that first section off. Look how clean.
I know you did. I know you did.
Well, I was worried about the vapes for a while, so I switched to heroin for a little bit. I thought it was better.
And that, you know, that's the way to go, I think.
Now, we're not advocating that, people, just so you know. Where you get your fingers in the knot.
So I want you to know, when I run out of cigarettes, I've got plenty to scratch and sniff around this place. I'm good to go for another 50 years.
My question is like, you know, and I don't think the conspiracy is whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether cigarettes are good or cigarettes are bad. You know, it's the people's choice.
Yes.
You know, that's their life choice. And if that's what they choose to do, then that's their life choice.
Why do you think they have the People's Choice Awards?
But the competition and the, you know, the exploiting the competition and, you know, turning it into this full-blown hobby of creating clouds coming out of your face, you know, like Where does that come from? When did
Yeah.
that become a thing? You know?
Did you guys ever hear of Red Fox, the comedian, Sanford and Son?
Yes.
He used to smoke lettuce cigarettes. Did you ever hear of those?
Mhm.
No.
You have heard of those?
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I mean, I was like lettuce.
They had lettuce cigarettes and they had clove cigarettes.
Yeah, I used to do cloves, but those wow, Dejara.
Cloves
Boomer.
strong.
Boomer, my God, man, I could be a millionaire right now. He just brought a good idea to me. Because of all that nicotine you saw in my garage doors and the ceilings, Boomer Rock said you can take some Band-Aids and make your own nick patches.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Whoa.
Actually, yeah, I was gonna say actually what you could do, you just wipe it down. Don't use any soap or anything. Wipe it down, drain it all into a bucket.
Yeah.
Just dip the patches into that, and there you go.
I've got
Exactly.
something interesting to show you about vapes that I think you'll be surprised that I actually own.
June Gall says, do you know that a study of how environment and life choices has yet to be done?
Really?
I think there was supposed to be more to that, but
No, there wasn't. But after Green Bay says what he says, I got something to.
I'm going to show you something interesting. Did you know that vapes were around 36 years ago? Check this out.
Years ago, huh?
36 years ago, when I was 16, I used to sell these. This company had the right idea. They had the right idea, but it was the wrong time. Check this out. I still have one left. This is called, oh shit, it's a green screen. Wait a minute. Let me turn my virtual. I want to show you this real quick. I think you'll find it interesting. Let me just go with none. Come on, none. No background. There we go. Okay. Look at this. It's called Smoke Break. I used to sell these to pharmacies. Now look, when you open this up, look what it is. It's a fake cigarette with liquid, and you would actually take this and there's a little wick in here, and you'd put the vapor in the wick and inhale it. It was very weak.
Man, that's a collector's item.
Oh.
This is like a brand new Smoke Break that I sold when I was 16, telemarketing. Vapes were around 36 years ago, the concept of them at least.
Now, what?
By the way, I'll be auctioning this on eBay. The starting bid will be $10,000, just so you know. The vials are still full.
What June Gall said makes a lot of sense. Do you know that a study of how environment and life choices has yet to be done? And I've heard an argument that it pretty much is you could blame cancer on anything because they don't know what it's coming from. All those people that have gotten cancer from, we'll say, smoking, 90-something% of them drink water or milk or soda. And so what she's saying makes a lot of sense to me because, I mean, there's certain people that smoked until they were, look at George Burns. That guy had a cigar the size of my head in his mouth his whole entire life.
yeah, but with cigars, you're not supposed to inhale the cigar. You're supposed to pull it in your mouth, savor the flavor, exhale.
People do.
True.
Do you think they have found the cure for cancer but don't release it because it's more
Yes.
better,
Yes.
that it's more, profitable to treat it?
Yep.
I think the cure for cancer is really it's easier than just a medication. I think it has to do with exactly what June just said, life choices and the practices that you live by every day. Your diet.
You
Sorry,
know
go
what? Oh,
Sorry, go ahead, Lou. Finish.
Your diet, exercise, even in females, a lot of females, when they get out of the shower, they had just shaved their armpits and they put deodorant on. Well, deodorant has heavy metals. Those heavy metals go into the little cuts that you make from the razor blade. And a lot of breast cancer can come from that.
I stopped using deodorant like a couple of years ago. I only use it once in a while when on a need. I used to do it every day.
I was wondering what that smell was in your garage.
No, it's just
Now,
I
here's
find,
my
I
question.
find that I don't sweat without it, and then I just use it if I need on a need to basis. You know.
Well, they've came out and they actually have class action lawsuits currently in the court systems against Johnson and Johnson for talcum powder,
Yep.
like baby
Yeah,
powder,
that's true.
causing cancer.
Yeah.
But
Well,
here's my
the
question.
deodorant blocks your glands that are actually supposed to sweat, so you're actually sort of like killing yourself by blocking that. You know.
But I have a question. If that's the case, and I'm not saying that other products and choices can't cause cancer, but if that's the case, then why is it whenever you go for like a health checkup or like say pregnant women, you go there, they ask for your family history. Okay. One of the questions is, has anyone in your family had heart disease, cancer, or anything like that? So if you're saying cancer is hereditary, how can it also be hereditary, but yet your life choices?
Aniki says my aunt had cancer in her face from something strange, and she never smoked. I mean, and you know, being female, her aunt, you know, that could be from some brand of makeup that she actually used that, you know, maybe they don't even make anymore. You know, that might be something that she wants to check into and kind of list the kind of, you know, makeup brands that she used for a number of years. And
Well,
My friend told me about cancer was actually to fight cancer. Believe it or not, was parsley.
actually, you know what? I know a lady who has actually beat a lot of different kinds of cancer, and her answer was diet related to most of them, but different cancers would be different treatments. But one circumstance I'm going to bring up is my grandfather. My grandfather has stage 4 lung cancer. He's never smoked a cigarette in his life, ever.
was he around a lot of people that did?
He was a mechanic.
Well, I mean, you know,
That's where he believes he got it, was from changing brakes.
well, that could be. Yeah, brake dust.
Yeah.
Brake dust is bad stuff.
Oh, I know.
So Aniki gave the answer. She said her aunt got it from a headset.
A headset.
Yeah, the radiation from headsets and phones and computers, things like that. Now I have another question. Okay. Some cancers are treated with radiation. Okay. But then how come you're saying that some radiation, if not all radiation, can cause cancer?
There's different types of radiation.
Well, the radiation that they use is in low doses, and it actually kills everything. It kills your body, and it kills the cancer too. And the theory is, if we could kill the cancer quicker than we kill the person, then it works. Radiation is really
It's a radical treatment system.
yes.
Well, no, I know that. Like I went to school with a kid when I was 12 years old. No, 13, sorry. And he was going through cancer and going to school at the same time. And it was hard on him. He was doing that for 3 years. And when I met him, we were only in grade 9.
I have a friend, his name is Lee, and about 16 years ago, he was diagnosed with, I believe, stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and they gave him 6 months to live. And I remember talking with him about it when he found out. And so he didn't do any of and I'm not suggesting anybody do what this man did. He stopped taking all the medications that they were prescribing him, and he ended up smoking a lot of marijuana. And he said that I asked, it's 16 years later, and he's still alive, and he actually looks fairly healthy. And I asked him, what did he do? Because I thought, maybe he did some miracle something to beat it. And he told me he quit taking the medications. He started smoking a crap ton of weed, and he started drinking again. Now, I don't know. I don't think that's the healthiest way to do it, but he is still alive. It's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Sometimes the treatments kill you quicker.
Well, and that's the thing. All the medications that you get handed out from doctors and these companies, like pharmaceutical companies, they all have massive side effects that don't really help you and cause another problem to begin. So then you got to go back and get another medication to get rid of that problem that the last medication caused. And then when that medication's done, you got to go back and get another one because now you got a new problem caused from the previous one.
Well, they don't even know. The doctors get like free stuff to give out, and they get perks and money.
Yeah.
They don't
But
even.
I'm sorry, if I'm going to take a pill for my RLS, my restless leg syndrome, I don't expect to have rectal bleeding as one of the side effects.
Jojo's right. I actually know somebody that's a drug rep, and they literally get paid to just go around the hospitals. They'll bring bottles of champagne. They'll bring all kinds of like gifts.
Yep.
They'll do giveaways of big screen TVs, and they'll just get all the doctors in one big room. They'll give them a bunch of perks and stuff and go, now push our drug.
Yep.
I got a really sick one for you.
That's true.
I have a really sick one for you. I have a buddy who he's a mental health professional, and he actually used to work in a detox, a drug rehab facility. And back when OxyContin first started coming around, the OxyContin company would go around to these doctors and tell them that OxyContin is the new pain medication that is non-addictive. They pushed it on these doctors as the new treatment that is non-addictive, and they ate it up. And actually, it's not made here in the United States anymore. So these companies have gone overseas, and they're
look at it like this, Lou. If I came to you and said, "Look, this is it's like CBD oil, but it's not CBD. This is derived from a liquefied dog ham. A substance in the dog ham is known to cure cancer and emphysema and arthritis. And this, I want you to push this. And look, here, I'm going to give you this big screen TV and $5,000 and throw you a big dinner, lobster, whatever you want."
Well, I'll give you a prime example. I used to sell arthritis cream to pharmacies, telemarket it. All the pharmacists would say is what's in it. I break it. Well, it's 17% methyl salicylate. It's this. And I just ship it out to them. They put them on their shelf and recommend it if the price was right. They never asked, is this approved by the FDA? Is this, not, It was just like, how much is it a tube? Well, it's $3. You sell it for $8, it's good profit mark. Okay, send it out. And they just put it on their shelf and boom.
Oh, yep. And I just seen this in the chat. No one is Kelly Skaggs, and today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Kelly.
Happy
birthday.
I just seen that. I knew that earlier. Well, actually last night, early this morning, but hadn't seen her.
Who's that? Whose birthday?
No one. It's no one's birthday. No one.
Happy birthday.
And no one shares a birthday with my Uncle Mark. This is my Uncle Mark's birthday.
So guys, go ahead and light up that chat out there with some birthday cakes and things.
It looks like no one sang for no one. Are we gonna sing? Come on.
There's a conspiracy behind the singing thing.
Oh, okay.
We left that over at Kev Sevens.
Oh, okay.
I mean, feel free to sing if you want, Wacky.
Yeah, go ahead. You can sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to no one. Happy birthday to no one. Happy birthday to you. And go get some dog ham. It's on sale. And you get 25% more dog ham, remember.
10 for 10 at Walmart.
Remember, pigs love us. They will love it. Dogs hate it.
Pigs love dog ham.
Actual testimonial. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we could get into some crazy subjects sometimes.
Okay, so Do you think Patton was executed?
I don't know.
He did. I mean, how many tours in the European theater did this man do as a general, and went over there and just kicked ass all the way across the UK?
I don't know how he died.
He died in a car accident.
Oh, it sounds like he must have been connected to the Clintons then. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But he died in a car accident with a military vehicle. That's the conspiracy. They think that he was going to blow the whistle on a bunch of shit that went down during World War II, and he was shut up. He was shut down.
Are you talking talking about the two little boys in Mena, Arkansas?
What? Say it again, Lou.
You mentioned the Clintons.
Well, I was talking about the list of people connected to them. Have you ever watched some of those? It's interesting at best. I mean, because how many suicides, plane crashes, car crashes. It's kind of scary a little bit.
There was two boys. There's a conspiracy, and to use the word conspiracy is actually probably wrong for this, because there's actually some stuff to back it up. Bill Clinton was funded by the owner of Tyson's Chicken, and he gave the owner of Tyson's Chicken gave Bill Clinton a certain amount of money to run for, what was it, Congress? He was a congressman before he was president. It was governor. So supposedly when he became governor, they were bringing in cocaine throughout Arkansas, and there was two boys that witnessed some state troopers unloading trucks of cocaine, and these two boys were found dead, and their cause of death was ruled as natural causes, and they actually had bullets inside of their head. And are you
talking kids, like little young?
Two kids, like teenage kids.
Oh, wow.
And
I think they had a lot of shady dealings, and that was back in the early 90s when he was president. That you had a lot of backdoor dealings then with the CIA and drug trafficking and NAFTA. I mean, come on, NAFTA free trade agreement. Think about that. It just made it easier to smuggle things in if we're doing a free trade agreement with all these other countries. Think about that. So, yeah, there might be something to that.
It wouldn't surprise me. Have you ever watched those specials that make their case?
Oh, yeah.
People connect.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like 121 people. How many of them mysteriously committed suicide in weird, ways that they couldn't even hold weird,
a bullet in your head, in the back of your head. That's kind of weird.
Things like that. Yeah, I think I can't even get the gun back to her, Plane crashes where, I
want to read something to you. Now, I'm sorry, this has to do with what we were talking about earlier. At 116 years old, Gertrude Weaver is the oldest living person in the United States and second oldest in the world. Weaver was born in Arkansas in 1898 and told the Associated Press her 3 factors for longevity, and I love what she has to say. Number 1, trusting in the Lord, hard work, and loving everybody. She told Time that her secret was kindness, treat people right, and be nice to other people the way you want them to be nice to you. And that was it. I thought that was really cool.
That I got to ask you, that was really random, Ben. What brought that on? Was it an article you saw?
They were talking about cancer and people dying, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, but to read this, everything that this woman has been through her whole life, anything that the environment, anything that shade, I mean, whatever, she made it through everything. the exposure of whatever she lived in her 116 years, she made it through. But what she had to say was, wow, that's awesome.
Is she still living or did she pass away finally?
I don't know. This was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, but even so, just what she had to say, I thought I like what she had to say. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that is nice actually.
I mean, and that goes back to, you put positive things out, positive things are going to come back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well,
no matter what the good Lord throws at you, stay positive.
no, I know what is the secret to longevity, okay?
Money.
And what it is, it's owning one of these. That's the
God.
secret to longevity right
Oh
there.
God.
Rusty
I
Chevy.
thought that was the secret to insanity.
Own a rusty Chevy. I'm telling you, you'll live longer.
I didn't mean to take you out the subject, but I just found that kind of cool.
No, I mean, there might be something to that. I mean, if you think about it.
Hey, I'll tell you this. My mom, she's passed on and she died at my house here. I took care of her on hospice. She gave up in that last year of life. She literally shut down. And so there's some truth to probably what that lady's saying.
Well, think about it. I mean, if you're going through bad times, okay, and we've all known people that's gone through bad times recently. I've been through them myself. But if you stay positive through it, and you don't take it out on other people, and you don't put that out there, I mean, all that does is just make stress knots in your back and everything else, and it stresses out other people, which brings them down. So when you spread that negativity, you're bringing not just yourself down, but other people around you. If you stay positive, eventually that cloud is going to lift.
There's actually some medical studies that show that people that are stressed out or negative, stuff like that, actually are more prone to bad health.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
They actually say there's also studies that say people that have a tendency in their life to laugh more live longer.
Yep.
That if you're a person that just laughs because you just find humor in everything.
There's a place on Earth where there's centurions live, and everyone on the island is like 100 plus, and they've all been reporters have went to that island and interviewed all these people, and they all said the same thing. The reason why we live so long is because we communicate.
And you know what? Speaking of communication, and this is something I did not tell Lou about what I wanted to do on the show tonight. Actually, there is a lot of viewer comments on some of our previous episodes that we've done that I wouldn't mind reading out. What do you think about that, Lou?
Sure.
Okay. Now, here's a couple just for instance. Donna Burchard, 6 days ago. You guys are so smart. I've learned so much listening to you guys. I'm 70 and didn't know half this stuff. Wow. Thanks for the video. It's awesome. Love it. You guys don't get enough credit for being this smart. They think you're just a bunch of ghost hunters. Ha, 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 ha. Well, guys, keep up the good work. And I know you work very hard for us.
Great. Now I'll never get his head to stop swelling.
I'm
Right?
just saying,
I've been trying for almost a year now.
Thanks a lot. Who was that from? Donna?
yes, that's from Donna.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Donna.
Millie Penton says, you should question everything. Our government is not here for the people. We are the cattle. And if things in Area 51 get out of control, hold on, I got to click the read more. They will not hesitate to shoot you. That was another comment.
But people don't realize how we became the cattle.
We did it to ourselves.
That's what the whole right to bear arms was all about. It wasn't to protect yourself from thieves and robbers. It was to take back your government if they got out of hand.
Yep.
But we gave that up over time. Everyone just got so busy wanting to accumulate money and wealth and, all that the government just slowly surrounded us.
What do you think our forefathers would think about the way that we're taxed? The ones that fought over a 5-cent tax on tea? What do you think they would think?
You know what? I think that every time, Lou, how in the world, what a brilliant system. The government, that Chevy pickup there, do you know how many times it's probably been taxed?
Oh, yeah.
How can you tax the same thing over and over and over and over right up until it's like dead and gone?
And then even if it's gone, you better make sure that you put in the right paperwork to tell them that it's gone, because you'll still get taxed on it.
It's crazy.
Gil O'Sullivan said, I have a question for you guys. Do you think smoking will ever get banned on YouTube? Just a thought. Guys, love your videos.
Oh, that would suck. That would
You know what? I don't disagree with, what?
Don't encourage YouTube.
With it.
Don't.
Yeah, but you got to look at it this way. A lot of kids, whether we want to think this or not, a lot of kids watch us.
That's true.
Okay, I got your answer. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you physically. Okay, watch what happens. Watch what happens. You don't want to get caught smoking, right?
Ding. Look at that, camera off.
Turn your camera off.
There you
Yeah,
go.
There you go.
Oh.
That's a very simple solution.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't help when you're a chain smoker. You'd be off all the time, you know. Yeah, I hear you, Ben. I hear you. That's a good question, though. I
thought they were cracking down on that a bit anyway.
I mean, can you drink alcohol on a stream?
You can if the labels are showing.
Yeah, no, you can't drink alcohol on a stream. But
No, I mean, obviously, no one would know if you were, if it's just in a glass. But I meant where it was obvious, where you had a beer and they saw the.
I'll tell you what does happen, though. You might have a really tough time getting a sponsor, an outside sponsor to sponsor you from smoking in your videos.
Mm-hmm. Great. I've ruined my career. Thanks, cigarettes.
Thanit's
nice knowing you, YouTube audience. I'm sorry. It's been nice.
You took my teeth, you took my skin, and now you're taking my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Laura Gadilli commented, the moon landing was faked. Where are the stars? Wouldn't your skin drop back from the gravity?
You know what? I'm with her. I agree. But there is a very it makes sense. The cameras that they had used, they had to set the exposure to a very high rate because of all the reflective surfaces. If they didn't change the exposure, it would have been just bright. It would have looked like you were looking directly into the sun, because the moon's surface is a reflective surface. We can see it at nighttime. The sun shines on it. We can see the light all the way from Earth. Now, another thing that fights they took a picture and there's two light sources. You can see shadows going two different ways. Well, the thing is, there is two light sources. You have the light source coming from the sun, and then you have the light source coming from the ground up, which is because the moon's surface is a reflective surface. And also, you wouldn't be able to see the stars.
Well, wouldn't you think someone with a telescope or something would be able to spot the stuff they supposedly left there on the moon? Isn't the moon sort of moving around all the time?
You would think.
Yeah.
Now, remember they said they left certain part, like they left their moon buggies there and they left part of their capsule there, and that thing that landed, and it's supposedly still up there.
Here was a question for Lou a few episodes ago when he was talking about the flat earth theory. And it's from Gil O'Sullivan. It says, what about the other planets? Are they flat too?
Well, if you're thinking about flat Earth, those would not be planets as you would think of them in around Earth.
Well, I got a question for you since you're talking about outer space. Do you think that we really have these probes that supposedly, that have gone to Mars and Neptune and Saturn and all that? Or do you think that's fake?
You know what? I've gotten to a point where I just don't know.
Mm.
I just don't know because too many things have been faked and too many things are just unexplainable.
I mean, I've seen, good enough footage to be Mars in a sci-fi movie. Those, is that really a picture of Mars, or is that just...
Well, all right. Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the Earth is not completely round. It gets squeezed together, and it's more of a oblate spheroid, which means it's not a round circle like we imagine it. Well, how come the pictures that we have of the Earth from space are completely round? And we got the most smartest physicist on the planet, according to television, I guess, saying that the Earth is not round.
No, you've got it all wrong. The Earth is square. It's a Borg cube, and we've all been assimilated. We just don't know it.
Yes, this is true.
Sorry.
We are the Borg. Your technological likeness will be added to ours. Resistance is futile.
I saw a story the other day. Did you see this on the news that they're claiming that some people are claiming they may have found Amelia Earhart's plane? And there was a conspiracy connected to her that she was a spy. Did you hear about that?
I have heard about that.
I was just curious. I've always been fascinated with her.
Oh, I've recently seen another thing too. All right. Do you remember what happened to the Lindbergh baby?
Yeah, you got kidnapped, Charles Lindbergh. Yep.
All right.
Supposedly kidnapped, I should say.
Okay, so what happened to the baby?
Good point.
Wasn't the baby found on the property?
Or something like that, I thought.
It was found like on the property, dead, outside the window or something. Like it was literally buried like right against the house in a flower bed or something like that. Which, something fishy about that one.
I got one for you. Have you guys ever talked about the Bermuda Triangle?
No, we kind of
Not
touched
yet.
on it a little bit last one, but we didn't really get into it. Like the conversation didn't really dive into the Bermuda Triangle too much.
I was just curious because I saw this special once on it that suggested there were certain spots where water, like it bubbled or whatever the heck it was, and it actually had a different property in some places on the earth where like a boat that normally would float.
Oh, the methane deposit.
Yeah, methane.
Yeah, like it would just fall because it didn't have that buoyancy or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, well, because the methane isn't like air that would hold it up. Methane will actually, like if a plane's flying through the sky, it'll just drop.
Oh, in the sky too. You've heard that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with the Bermuda Triangle.
I've actually seen where they did an episode of Mythbusters with the bubbles in the water, and even if it wasn't methane, you get enough bubbles coming up from the ocean floor, it displaces those air bubbles displace enough water that you can actually sink a boat in it.
They actually sunk a boat like in a simulation?
Yep.
Really? On Mythbusters?
Yep, on Mythbusters.
Wow. Okay.
So it doesn't even necessarily have to be methane. Methane just makes it that much worse because it's so much like less dense than air.
I mean, I've seen a few where people claim they've gone through a time portal, like they were flying on an 8-hour flight. They made the flight in an hour, they went and I don't know.
I've seen the electronic fog episodes where they leave California, they're going to the East Coast, and it's like 4-hour flight, and they make it in like 20 minutes.
So then I wonder if I have a story about that. Maybe you can explain it. Now, to me, it kind of borders the whole fog thing and time loss. Okay. When I was working, I used to work as a manager for like a crew manager. So I had a door-to-door canvassing crew.
Mhm.
Okay. And it was not just me before anyone starts saying, wow, you must have been like high or whatever. I was completely sober. Okay. It was the end of the night. We're driving back to the office. There was myself. There was Alex from Walker Family. Okay. And I had 3 canvassers in my car. All right. We were driving down the road. We came to one of the roundabouts that they had put in just before you get into town. Okay. To one side was like, to the left side, it was a country road. To the right side was a new subdivision that they were building. And straight ahead, okay, was the city. Like you could see the shopping malls and all that stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
So I go around the roundabout and I had to go through the subdivision to get to the part of the office that I needed to get to. Okay. So I went around the roundabout, ended up in the subdivision, went through the subdivision, okay, came back to the same roundabout. Now, I did not make any turns that would make me turn around and come back to that. I put my GPS on, I followed my GPS just to make sure that it wasn't something that I did, okay? I came to that roundabout over 4 times. 4 times. And each time my clock read that it took me an hour to get through that subdivision.
Wow.
Every single time. Okay.
Were Quaaludes involved or something?
What?
I'm sorry. I said were Quaaludes involved. It was a joke, Jojo. That's a crazy story.
I mean, only explanation for that would be, I've heard of instances where time lost and things like that, and it would kind of be like alien abduction type stuff. You know what I mean?
And you had 2 people with you that experienced it also?
I had 3 canvassers and an extra person. So there was 4 people. 4 people total, and they all experienced it. Now, earlier that night when we were driving down the country road coming back, okay, before we even got to that, there was a house, and it looked like an old farmhouse. It was all lit up, okay? It was by an old cemetery and one of those, like, Mennonite churches. So Amish-looking church, okay? Now, we stopped because I didn't allow smoking in my car, okay? So we stopped. Everybody got out, had a smoke. There was 2 guys standing on that front porch. When they turned around, they had no faces, but they spoke to us, and all of us heard it. All of us heard them say, y'all look a little lost, and started walking towards us. We got in the car, and about 15 minutes after that was when we reached that roundabout. But when we went back the following day to look for that house, the farmhouse and the church and that, it was all gone.
What do you mean they had no faces?
They had no face. It was white.
Alien abduction, I'm telling you. Yep. Alien abduction. I just watched an episode of, Unsolved Mysteries. It was an older episode where this was happening in like the 1950s. The guy, he's coming back onto the base. He's waiting on his ride. He calls into the base. They send a Jeep out. When that Jeep gets to where he's supposed to be waiting for him, he's not there. An hour later, he picks up the phone because the Jeep still hasn't got there yet and says, hey, I'm sitting right here. I've been here the whole time. They're like, no, we had a guy there 15 minutes ago and you weren't anywhere. You were AWOL. You were completely gone. Nobody knew what happened to you. And they did hypnosis on him. He had been abducted by a UFO.
See, now I'm not sure if I believe in the whole UFO abduction thing.
You know what? It's
Solar says that or the better block God too.
Yeah,
if we're intelligent life forms and we're on a planet, who's to say that there isn't planets with other intelligent life forms that's far more advanced than what we are?
I'm not saying there isn't aliens. I'm saying I don't believe in alien abduction. I personally believe that there's aliens that walk among us that look exactly like us.
Reptilians.
Reptilians, yeah, I've seen Lose Proof.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I made a video about Donald Trump being reptilian. I did.
I'm telling you what, there's such thing. As reptilians, I have the proof.
Look, I've seen Land of the Lost. I know there's Slee Stack, so I believe it.
That's right.
Why is there a hole in donuts?
Kels openly admitted that she's reptilian.
Why is there a hole in donuts? Only some donuts, Lou. Well, of course, without the hole, I guess it becomes a pastry then.
Pastry.
Well, yes.
Rasmus says, yes, why would people all over the world remember exactly the same thing, though, about alien abductions? And there is actually recorded cases of people going into under hypnosis and reporting the exact same thing as somebody did, like in the UK around the same time. It's crazy.
Or some of those crop circles. There's no.
That's a tough one because people have recreated them, you know.
Yeah,
but they haven't created them where the wheat or the grass is actually braided together. Because some of the like most intricate ones, the grass isn't even broken.
Yeah.
It's just bent.
But tell me this, if we had aliens among us, right, and they were superior, why the hell would they care about being secret? Why would they be hanging out with our government leaders and all? To what end? If they were, far superior, why don't they just walk around? Get out of my way, man. I got 4 shields on me.
Here is the theory behind that, Green Bay Wacky.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
A lot of the aliens that actually walk among us that look exactly like us are actually from another time. They're actually like time travelers, and they're an evolved species of us that has already destroyed this planet once, and they're coming back to try to, infiltrate the government and change things, hopefully for the better. And yeah.
Can we get them over to YouTube?
Right?
Sorry. Aliens, we need some help here.
I think the CEO of YouTube, and I'm probably going to get shut down for saying this, but the CEO of YouTube is from Uranus.
Uranus. Robert Kinsel.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. Remember, he's never made a YouTube video, and he runs YouTube. Just keep that in mind. Figure that out.
Right.
It just seems something a little messed up with that,
Was he rich before he started YouTube?
Probably.
I can't remember, but I saw him in an
watching
interview.
people dance.
Me and Rebel made a spoof on him, and he was talking about he'd like to see more educational videos and all this boring stuff. I was like, dude.
Now that's not the guy who created YouTube, right?
No.
He runs it though.
Yeah, he runs it. The guy who created YouTube sold it to Google.
Right. And we found out recently, and I didn't know this because I remember YouTube from the very first days it was on, but I don't remember this. We were told it originally was started as a dating site.
Wow.
Well, that explains all the weirdos.
I think that was Cab 7 that told us that, if he's still there.
He's there. He's just muted.
Still with us, Ben? No answer from Ben.
He's muted.
They got to Cab 7.
Listen, it's after 9 o'clock, and he found a way to get dog ham. Don't bug him.
Yeah. I wonder though.
I'm really serious. Why is there a hole in donuts?
Yeah.
Not all donuts have a hole, though.
Timbits don't have holes.
They don't have Timbits.
I've got a question for you that always burns at me.
Timbits are the holes.
Why do hot dogs come in packages of 10 and hot dog buns come in 8?
No, I just tell me if you've ever wondered this. This is just me. YouTube, biggest platform in the world, right? You know how it operates. Creators like us, we're making videos. Why do you think another YouTube type platform has never emerged when there's plenty of companies out there that have billions of dollars that could do it.
Right?
You think it's because Google controls the search engine, or haven't you ever wondered that? Like, why there's not more?
Yeah, but before Google, there was Yahoo. So why didn't Yahoo make something?
You know why? Because nobody's dumb enough to go up against a company as big as Google and try to compete with them.
But there's companies as big as Google. There's multi-billion-dollar companies. You'd think they'd go, why don't we make our? I'm just curious. I've always wondered why.
J-Max says, why do you drive in a parkway and park in a driveway?
This
That's
is true,
old. That's old. You're showing your age.
but it's never been answered.
It hasn't.
Okay, I'll give you that. I've just always wondered that. Why?
Tammy's back says, there's no nuts in them, Lou.
Darwin, yeah, I'm okay. I smashed my knee off the desk.
Why do they call it the freeway, but you got to pay a toll?
Ooh.
Ah.
Right?
Why they call it a highway when it's on the ground?
Parts of it's on the ground, or at least here
You
anyway.
think being called a highway, it would lift off the ground if you drive on it,
Or you would think you can get high while driving on it.
right?
Yeah. I've been in many on
You get a lift.
high rides back in the day. Yeah.
on a highway.
Yeah, I just hate the Ohio Turnpike. It's like going through Dallas.
I don't mind the Ohio Turnpike, but if you try to avoid the Ohio Turnpike and travel on 30, it's just miles and miles of nothingness. And you feel like you've driven for hours, but it's only been 10 minutes.
I have
All
to
right,
answer that.
Soda from the chat says to fix the highways. It's an answer to the question why about the tolls, but actually that's not true. The money that goes to them tolls goes to a private company, and it's our tax dollars that paid to fix the highways.
Well, every time I go to Illinois and I'm throwing all that money in the friggin' toll things, and they have the crummiest highways, I'm like, I keep thinking they should be better because I'm paying to drive on them.
I do
So
too.
Erica Thorpe, she says we don't pay tolls in Canada. What, you pay tolls on your freeway? That's a lie. If you take the 407, okay, in Ontario, like it's one of the, so we've got the 400 series in
Yeah.
Ontario, okay, and it's a series of highways. The 407 is actually tolled, but you don't have to pay up front. They bill you. And it's the shittiest highway we have. Fastest way to get anywhere because no one takes it.
Yeah, we don't have no more tolls. You're not even allowed to pay with cash. It's all by plate, or you need an easy pass.
Yeah, for us, it's just by plate. The cameras snap a picture of your plate, mail you your bill in the mail.
Wow.
It's been that way for at least,
Ages.
I want to say at least 14, 15 years now.
Wow. There's no tolls around here in Wisconsin, or you got to go to Illinois to start paying tolls. I hope they don't start doing like tolls.
Chrissy says, yeah, they said that here in Seattle, and they said that here in Seattle, and then they stopped the tunnel project to replace the viaduct. Where did the money go?
Mhm.
That would be a question for your congressman.
That would, yes.
Isn't there some big underground tunnel being made somewhere supposedly that like connects, that goes under the ocean or something? Have you heard that?
It was supposed to be Russia, and it was supposed to connect over to Alaska, I believe it was.
Yeah.
They
All
were
right.
talking about it.
I'm gonna blow your mind here, and me and Ghost actually debated about this already. We didn't mass debate because it was just me and Ghost, so it was just a small debate. But there's actually an underground highway system that goes through the entire United States. It's used for our infrastructure. If there's an emergency, a disaster, our government needs a way in and out of these places that isn't by the highway or by air. And I know that these highways actually do exist, because I know somebody who's driven on these highways, and I've seen the machine. Remember, Ghost, we were talking about how could they drill under a lake with those machines? Well, those machines are actually airtight, and they can actually build a tunnel while going right straight through a lake. I seen that the other day. That's pretty crazy.
By the way, it just proved itself again, my own conspiracy at my house. So my wife opens the door to ask me if I had a bagel in the toaster. Right when she opened the door, she hears, "We're not masturbates." Every time my wife shows up, like at the worst time, and and she goes, "Really?" And she shuts the door. I'm like, oh my, she catches the worst snip clips of YouTube. I'm sorry.
There's actually multiple videos on YouTube about the Walmart underground tunnel system.
Yes, and those are the companies that use those tunnel systems. Actually, Walmart, Sam's Club. One of them is the it's owned by Walmart as well. It's a store.
I'm going to click on one of these videos, but I'm not going to show the video, but I do want to read the comments.
Hey, John.
This video. Okay. Now, let me get this open here.
I got a weird question for you because it's a conspiracy show. Do you believe in the whole subliminal advertising thing, that there's messages underneath all the movies we watch and all that stuff?
Oh,
Yes.
everything. Do
you think that's actually true? Like kind of like They Live, John Carpenter's, you know?
Well, all right. Look at the colors. Colors are a big thing with our brain. And if you go look at the colors of most restaurants, a lot of them are yellow and red.
Yeah, right. They get you hungry, the warm colors or the bright colors or whatever.
Yep. McDonald's is yellow and red. Burger King.
I'm talking about the actual messages that's supposedly underneath, where it's an actual.
Yeah, subliminal messages. Yeah, that's
not an image, like it's an actual word, you know, or phrase, you know, go to Burger King right now, you know, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is they're doing it in so many different ways it's not funny. Like they're doing it through the words, they're doing it through images, they're doing it through music.
And you know, I watched something the other day that's kind of mind-blowing. You might want to check this out. It was a video on 5G and how it might be the end of the world.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know that.
There's a whole movement of people trying to sign away 5G, not to be put into action.
You've heard of that then?
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, they say it's going to be on every street corner. It's going to be the ultimate government control.
Yep. That's actually one of the biggest. That's actually probably the biggest conspiracy going around right now.
Really?
Oh yeah, I know several channels that talk about it every day. Every day they're talking about the 5G.
One of my friends just showed me a video on it, and he goes, "Hey Dave, check this out." And I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know that was going on."
Okay, so here's a comment on that video that I was telling you about, the Walmart underground tunnel system.
Yeah.
Walmart underground storage facilities. I'm a truck driver and I entered a Walmart underground tunnel system to pick up 42,000 pound load. This place had an endless tunnel system. As you can hear, my wife, son, and daughter, they were fortunate to have seen this awesome place. By the way, it was cold under the facility, got lost for a while, but found a modular office, picked up my bill of lading and headed out. We were there for about 3 hours driving around.
Yep.
And this was underneath a Walmart. The guy is a semi-truck driver, went into the underground facility to pick up a load, got lost in it, driving around for 3 hours. And he actually has a video up on YouTube of them going into the underground facility from the cab of his truck. So they are legit. There is underground.
I know it's legit. My biological father is a truck driver, and he's told me that you can get from Texas to Maine underground.
Wow.
No.
That doesn't really surprise me.
No, it doesn't
Well,
surprise
I mean, when you
me.
think that now Walmart is partnered with FEMA, and their POS systems and everything that they use in the store can directly be used by military. You can literally go in there and pick up
Never mind by military. You can use that system to order weapons from military.
Yep, it's true.
Wow.
Beth says I took the long way to Texas then.
So if I'm getting this right, between 5G and Walmart, we're all screwed.
Well,
We've been screwed.
Now, aside from the Walmart tunnels, there is supposedly from Washington, D.C. out to the West Coast, an underground bullet train.
Oh, for
Now that's been a conspiracy long before the whole Walmart one was around.
for like just the important people, the government people.
Well, yeah, the government, if they need to get out of like downtown Washington, D.C. real fast, there is a bullet train underneath the United States tunnel. And that thing is, you're talking maglev technology moving over at over 100 miles an hour, maybe even 200 miles an hour, depending on what kind of maglev system they got going on down there.
Maybe
You know what my
400.
question is? Is it illegal to dig down on your own property?
It can be, yeah. In certain areas, it can be. That's what do you think? Like, if you live in a town, you have to have a permit for anything you do if you live close to the city or anything like that. And even in parts of the country now, they call before you dig.
Well, they always say it's for gas line.
Well, gas lines, water lines, fiber optic, and they'll come out and mark the ground and tell you where you can dig. But now that's why there's a big push to get everybody on like city water, especially out in the rural areas, because a lot of even out in this area, a lot of the homes have old wells.
We have a well.
They're trying to get everybody off the wells because eventually that well's you're going to get enough sediment in that well that you're not going to be getting any clean water out of it. You're going to have to come out, either drill a new well or clean out the old well and re-sleeve it and maybe drill it out down a little deeper. Well, they don't want you drilling anymore. They don't want you drilling for anything. You know what I mean? They're not going to.
Because they're afraid that you might drill into their underground tunnels.
You could open up a spring that dumps into their underground tunnel.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you're digging a well into a spring. If you go too deep, that spring is still at that level. But if the tunnel is deeper than the spring, you're just drilling a hole and letting water in.
I never heard of that. That's interesting. Wow.
You may own the property, but not anything underground. Well, out in this area, you still have what they call mineral rights. And you can sell your mineral rights, and they can literally dig right underneath your house and get all the coal out and everything else. So it's a lot of the mineral rights are being bought up by these coal mines and things. But do we really know that they're actually coal mines, pipelines and fracking and buying up these mineral rights and properties and, able to dig underneath your properties? Maybe the company that's giving you the paycheck for that is really a front for the government. And, that train tunnel could go right underneath your house.
Well, I just want to clarify. I don't really own my house. I just rented from the bank.
Right.
So, just to clarify there, But remember, 25 more years, it's mine. Let's see, I'll be 77.
That says, I think we know what's causing the earthquakes in odd spots now. Well, yeah, that could actually be part of it. And it might not even be an earthquake. It could be actually, them drilling for another tunnel and then hitting, drilling into something that's a lot larger than what they think it is. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. Drilling like underground, connecting these underground tunnels, and they drill into something.
Well,
Boom!
people all over the world have been hearing this. It sounds like the horns of God. And
I've heard of that, actually.
yeah, well, if you hear the machines that do this underground drilling, they sound very similar to these sounds that people are actually recording. There's actually a lot of videos of people hearing this noise, which sounds like a giant horn. And these giant underground boring machines are very loud. They create vibrations in the earth, and they make a lot of noise. And you think they're going to tell us when they're coming through underneath us to build a secret tunnel? No.
And I covered this on an earlier episode that we talked about this. These buildings that have the stone foundations or deep foundations, in downtown areas, if there is some kind of underground rail system that goes through that town and it's making those kind of vibrations, that vibration can travel through the ground and right through those skyscrapers and things like that. And it's just like a tuning fork. It'll vibrate it to a certain frequency and give off a sound that can travel hundreds of miles. So it's literally just like taking a tuning fork and going ding, Easily distracted. How many cities are underground? I have no idea how many cities are underground, but rumor has it that underneath the Denver airport, there is a city underground. And literally, Denver airport could be like a train station hub. Like you could literally fly into Denver, and then if you had the right credentials and knew where to go, you could board that, bullet train from Denver. Who knows? What are you thinking about that, Cab? You look like you're deep in thought.
Actually, yeah, you were talking about those sounds, those weird sounds that you're hearing around the planet. I think it is HAARP. High frequency active aerial or Oriole research program. It's been out for years. I don't know how many people know about it, but I think that's where the sounds are coming from.
You're not talking about that thing where sound waves knock people down and stuff, are you?
Well, I've never heard of that, but the
HAARP antenna is a antenna array that was built in Alaska for. In the beginning, it was supposed to be for weather modification,
right?
And yes, there's a lot of speculation on the things that it could do. Like they actually think it could be used as a weapon. And you know what? I agree with that. I actually
well, they say here that the most prominent instrument at HAARP is the Ionospheric Research Instrument, IRI, a high-power radio frequency transmitter facility operating the high-frequency HF band.
Yep.
It's a very interesting facility. Not too many people know about it, but I think that's what's causing the sounds around the planet.
Do you know that there's actually other countries that have their version of the HAARP antenna? Like we're not the only ones that have this. Like there's actually other ones across the world.
Well, and it's not out of the realm of possibility it's actually a fact. It's been proven by science. There is certain frequencies that can affect the human body, whether it be a sound frequency or a vibration frequency. They
think it can be used as a weapon.
Well, I mean, the brown note is real. Okay, there's frequencies that they can put off that will make you lose control of your bowels. There's frequencies that will make a woman cream in her jeans. I mean, there's literally frequencies that will affect the human body in.
Can you share that frequency with me there?
Oh my God.
That would be 33 and a third megahertz.
All right.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
That's
Can
why
you know
women
to
like Harley.
produce this tone? Can I produce this tone with my mouth?
Get a Harley. Get a Harley.
Yeah, your Green Bay is right on the right track with the frequency. A Harley would generate a vibration frequency of about 33 and a third that will affect the female anatomy. Yes.
Well, what about my anatomy?
Well, that's why they tell you, like, okay, so you ever been to one of these bass competitions where they have like the big speakers in the car and things like that? And, you know, the warnings on listening to the really heavy bass music is that it breaks, the vibrations from the speakers actually break off the fine hairs in your ears and will cause deafness. Because it's literally, there are fine hairs in your ears that will filter out certain frequencies. And when you lose those, it can be damaging to your eardrum.
Can I say something about that Harley frequency? You don't need a Harley to do it. You can go to an adult store. They sell these wonderful things that are about the size of your finger. Go get one.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Did she just go there?
Hey, you guys went there. I just finished it, okay?
Jojo, can you tell me which store and can you teach me how to use this?
Lou, after the conversation we had last night, I ain't teaching you shit about using that shit.
Sorry, gotta put that up, Jojo.
I'll draw you a diagram.
Okay.
Actually, better yet, I'll get the connects and you can use the connects. We'll use the connects to teach you, okay?
Christy says, I've seen bass speakers bust windshields. Yeah, that has to do with the air pressure inside the vehicle. And again, air pressure on the eardrum inside a vehicle like that can be damaging to your hearing.
Well, look at me. I'm having ear problems just from headphones.
But think about this. Okay, so air pressure inside the vehicle is being manipulated by a frequency. This is exactly how the HAARP antenna works, okay?
Yep.
Exactly how the HAARP antenna works. It's using a frequency to change either air pressures or barometric pressures and manipulate weather. So
What the? Jesus.
he's playing with the backgrounds now.
So which one of you, was it Green Bay or was it Ghost that decided to put up that I love dog ham?
Do what?
Green Bay changed his name to JoJo Walker Loves Dog Ham.
I
Oh,
just noticed that it's been up for a half hour.
No, I saw it before, but I figured I'd call it out now.
I see.
And actually, it was Brian that caught it the first time.
Wow.
You know, it just so happens that Green Bay Wacky speaks in a frequency that I can't hear at all. So for the people on the panel, whatever he says to me, you'll have to relate it to me.
Oh man.
So this is supposedly 333 hertz.
Yeah.
I'm quite aroused. Does that mean I'm a lesbian?
Could be.
Well, now you got to put that frequency into like a big bass speaker. Okay. And then just sit on the speaker.
Wait
See
a
what
second.
happens.
There's something. I've got a legitimate question. There's a friend on the panel here that said, you know what? I'm not going to be around YouTube for a couple weeks because I'm going to be really busy at this website.
Yes. And why do you think my camera is not turned on? And I have been very busy.
Uh-huh.
The other day, I seen this woman swallow something the size of a fire hydrant, but not in her mouth.
Wow.
Green Bay Wacky, I want to tell you right now, there is a big following out there that has went to Stream Snooper.
my goodness.
And they want to pay homage to you for mentioning it to me to get it out there in the public.
Well, hey, if it gets me more subscribers, screen bump.
Oh, they don't want to subscribe to you, Dave. They just want to pay homage to you.
Ian
I
Goff
can't thank
says
you
that
enough.
The HAARP antenna is also killing mermaids.
Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna play this tone. I want to know how many people cream their pants.
Good Lord.
Because you know people are just going to jump at that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to admit it out in the chat there.
I'm done.
You know what? I'll say it for Cab right now. He's already half erect.
Took the words right out of my pants.
Yeah.
That was the tone though, so I guess we just
It didn't work.
nope.
No, it's gotta be like, you gotta play it through the right sound system. You have to have the right equipment. And Lou, I guess you just don't have the right equipment.
Yeah.
Isn't that the story of Lou's life, though?
Listen, let me tell you something. Never mind.
I always love when he starts off with, let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Jungo says there are 2 documentaries about it, Ghost Mafia. I'll have to check into that. I have seen the documentaries that there is now like some proof that mermaids actually exist. Have you guys seen this?
No.
No, they actually did a show on the History Channel about her.
Yeah, you know what? And that was faker than fake, dude. Those were not. They tried to play it off like they really had video evidence of mermaids. And
Well, now think about this, okay? 25 years ago, they didn't. They thought there was no such thing as a giant octopus or giant squid, but yet in history there was all kinds of, records of like giant squid attacking ships and things like that. They called them krakens, and they were the things of myth. Well, they've actually found remains of these giant squid creatures.
they actually caught an actual giant squid.
Yes.
Look, I know they exist. I saw 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, okay? It's obvious they used real squids in
So,
that.
They actually thought also that the coelacanth was extinct, and they've actually caught one of those.
And what is that? The Tasmanian. There's like this. The Tasmanian tiger. Supposedly extinct. The last that they had one in a zoo back in like the 1920s, and that was the last one known to exist. But now they actually have pictures of them in the wild from more recently. So, I mean, is it, I mean, Bigfoot, mermaids, I don't know.
Now, Bigfoot is real. That's been proven with the.
Yeah, but
there.
I think the whole Bigfoot thing has been played out so badly that, I mean, you had the one guy that said, "Oh, I got one and I got him frozen in this deep freezer." They go there, they're waiting for the thing to thaw. It takes like 2 days to thaw. Well, it's thawing out. The guy bolts. When the thing finally thaws out, it's a gorilla zoot frozen in a deep freezer. And it's things like that lead to the, okay, well, it's Bigfoot, it's a big hoax,
That guy's still on YouTube too.
right?
What I think is way back, okay, there had to have been something for people to have thought there was a mermaid or thought there was a Bigfoot. There had to have been something, whether it was someone dressed like overly dressed in extra pelts to keep warm or something, and that's what they thought was Bigfoot because he had so many damn layers that made him look huge, or some random person that was
there was Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus was a large mammal that pretty much resembles exactly what Bigfoot is described as, and and this is a creature from way back when. And it kind of coincides with the giant squid thing. Gigantopithecus, we actually have their bones. We found them. They're real. Just we haven't found them in modern times. So say Bigfoot can't possibly be real.
Well, and okay, so what was the giant bird, the thunderbird? Okay, there's actual pictures of like Civil War people that brought down one of these birds, and it looks like a pterodactyl. It literally, the head's shaped like a pterodactyl and everything. And there's actually been video footage here recently of one actually in flight. And man, I got to tell you, it could be CGI. Then again, it might not be.
If there was one dinosaur I would think would have lived, it would have been one that was able to fly.
Exactly. And then when you think of like the Loch Ness Monster, okay? Loch Ness Monster, that's clearly, a dinosaur that has been locked down in those locks or something and, actually lounged on the couch through the ice age and came back up and went, where'd everybody go? Well, fuck it, I'm going back in and watch TV. It's like.
Well, they're still trying to prove that a prehistoric shark still lives in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
When I was laying in the cot with Green Bay Wacky and we were massaging each other's backs, there was one thing that he did say to me, and I won't ever forget. He said, "You've got the biggest gigantic pithecus that he had ever seen."
You got a gigantopithecus?
Yes. That was probably the most romantic words I'd ever heard in my life.
Wait. Yep. Did we lose? Oh, no.
Liar.
For sale on what?
Liar.
I looked up there to see if Green Bay Wacky was still with us, and I see Cab 7, Green Bay Wacky. But
I went and grabbed my bagel, but I left the door open, so I heard what you were saying.
Wait a minute. Cab 7 has a head?
I got a big one.
I tried to auction them off before I got 69 cents, but
I just thought like under the hat was like just a brain.
Jeez, what brain?
Hillbilly Pyro says, I have a 10,000-year-old cave bear skull. Yeah.
A cave bear?
Cave bear.
Nice.
Christy says, not being mean. Well, guys, we are at the 2-hour mark on this episode, guys. So I think we're going to start wrapping it up. But don't forget, dog ham. Every conspiracy leads back to dog ham. It just keeps coming back to dog ham, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
It all leads back to dog ham, Ghost Mafia.
I'm still trying to make the connection between HAARP and dog ham.
Well, you know how they funded the HAARP antenna in the first place, right?
No.
It was through the sales of dog ham.
That would make sense.
How do you think they got all that money for all those antennas?
That could be.
They take the recycled dog ham containers, they melt them down, and that's actually how they built the actual antennas themselves. Dog ham containers.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm glad I went to Green Bay Wacky's house for the 3 days I went there, because before I went there, I had no beard. So when we were laying in the cot together, snuggling each other, man, I got to tell you, thank you so much for letting me shave your back hair, because it's coming in really nice on my face.
it was the first human beard transplant.
Yep.
And look, we are still looking for proof of reptilian life on YouTube, guys. So if you guys have any videos for us, let us, send them to us. Shoot us.
You know what I'm gonna do? For next week. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm going to blur out the faces to protect the guilty. I'm going to show this evidence of just the eyes of what I've been talking about, the proof of this reptilian. And we are going to show this proof.
I would love to see that.
Did you get
You know what?
Becky's proof, Ghost?
You know what? No, I didn't get Becky's
I
proof.
sent it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have a video where I actually went out in my local area the other day, and I sent it to Lou. I don't know if he watched it or not, but I did a video, and you know what? I can share the video with you guys right now. Hold on. Let me share it from my iPhone. Okay. Mirroring. Ghost Mafia. Okay, here we go. See if this works. Okay. And play. We come to the second best place in the world to seek out new life, new civilization. To seek out proof of reptilians. We're here at Wally World. That's right, Walmart. We're going to go looking for reptilians. Of course, the number one place would be your county fair, but Walmart is the second place to go to look for reptilians. Let's take a look around, shall we?
Oh my God, I want to be introduced to that reptilian.
Oh my God.
And I'm just kind of looking around, wondering which one of these guys are actually reptilian, because I know there's got to be one here somewhere. I'm wondering. Oh, look, there's one. No, that wasn't one. That wasn't one. That was Lady Swan.
I figured that.
Seeing a lot of individuals in here today wearing sunglasses, and that is kind of a telltale sign that there could be reptilians behind those glasses. So, shopping around, let's see what we can't see. We're looking for reptilians, reptilians in Walmart. I was looking for dog ham too, by the way. A lot of people at the frozen vegetables.
Come on, where's your reptilian
Who's
proof?
the
Here?
damn reptilian?
Yeah, I didn't really find any. That
Oh, you just showed us a video of you shopping at Walmart.
no, look, I'm not even. There's nothing in the cart. I was just literally going around looking for reptilian people.
That guy's a reptilian. That guy right there, the guy with the Walmart
Best.
garb on. Yeah,
I bet it was.
man, I wish I had my reptilian evidence prepared, but I'm going to prepare it this week, and we are going to release this.
I'm telling you, I am on the search. I am going to go out to a couple different places. I'm going to shoot the video. I'm going to be looking for reptilians, and hey, we find them. We find
Mile
them.
High is dying to know who it is.
No, I just got a Facebook and
It was George Clooney, all right?
Twitter. Oh, okay. George Clooney. Yeah, I can't look at big clocks the same way either. Thanks to Lou. The Walmart greeter. The Walmart greeter probably is reptilian.
And remember, Ghost Mafia sponsored by Dog Ham. That's right, Dog Ham, 25% more dog. Pigs love us. Dogs hate us. Remember, Dog Ham, the other backyard white meat.
To be fair, I used to work at a Walmart here, and being reptilian is like part of your requisition. They fired me when they found out I wasn't.
All
See?
righty.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know if they're reptilian or human? The worthless one wants to know.
You rip off their face.
You got to get that eye shot. Like, they can't hide their eyes. Certain time, I mean, they can hide their eyes, but certain times, like, the light hits it just right, and it'll reveal them.
I've heard there's something about cameras.
Their tail.
I've heard there's something about cameras that make it harder for them to hide themselves. The camera picks up their disguise.
Now, you said you sent me proof from who?
From Becky.
From Becky. Okay, I got to see this proof real quick.
Aha.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
wait! I gotta share this. I think we might have a reptilian amongst us. Hold on.
Let's see it. I want to see some proof here. I've been waiting for about 5 cigarettes worth.
This was sent to us from beautiful Becky, and there it is.
Oh man,
Yeah.
It's obvious. The proof.
that is 100% evidence right there.
Yeah. Look at them eyes.
Yeah, I can tell that's not Photoshop. That's real. There you have it. We have proof. There are reptilians.
But wait. Now, I was watching Green Bay Wackies last night, and I want to show this.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Yes. Ooh, this is another one. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a screenshot from Green Bay Wackies feed last night.
And this person even has reptiles in their name.
And
Yep.
snuggles. And they actually admitted to snuggling with snakes.
Yep, that's true.
And I am secretly in love with that person, but neither here or there.
Not secret anymore.
That's my daughter, Lou.
Keep that between us. Well, Green Bay, you're going to be my stepdad one day.
Father-in-law.
Daddy.
Dad, can we go down to the delicatessen and get some dog ham? Okay, Lou. Let's go get some dog ham.
You know, all of us reptilians eat dog ham. It's
Could I pat Ben's head in the square here almost? Oh. Put your head up a little more, Ben. No, a little higher.
I can't go any higher.
Oh, okay. I'm
Ben,
gonna stroke your head there, Ben.
Well,
stop
guys,
complaining
Hey,
and
now.
stop complaining and give Green Bay Wacky some head.
Oh my God. Did he just go there?
Yeah, well,
he
you
did.
know, he put it very romantically, and that almost got me fully erect, but not quite.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. And guys, again, if you guys have proof of dog ham being in your grocery stores or proof of reptilians among us, send it to either me and Lou, and we may put it up on the show and get it out there. Let everybody know. Let's get the reptilians out in the open so everybody knows who they are. And
don't forget to smash that like button.
smash that like button. I did get a super $4.99 super chat from Herman the Great. Thank you for the super chat, Herman. You are awesome. And guys, remember all those super chats go right back
Hold
in.
on, I have proof of dog ham. Hold on.
I think Herman might be reptilian. I think Herman might be reptilian. Possibly.
And guys, remember all those super chats go right back into creating content and getting better equipment and all that stuff. So
Absolutely none of that money will be spent on dog ham.
Remember, those super chats will save a pig. Okay.
Oh my God, Bill.
You will be saving pigs.
Not me, but the one like on Lou's picture there.
Yeah, because you know Lou's a pig.
Well, your picture shows a pig.
And remember, JoJo is right. Green Bay Wacky is very moist.
and there is a few days left. You can get your dog ham t-shirts at the Teespring store on my Teespring. So they're still up. Should be done this week sometime. And if we sell enough of them, We'll put them back up. Oh, and Aniki dropped her cave video, huh? Nice.
Now there is no after call. Once you hang up, we're all screwed, right?
No, there's an after call.
If you're an OBS, if you're right from Zoom, there's no after call.
Oh, there's no after call? Okay, so I'll have to do a separate after call.
That's what you have to do. You actually have to
Okay, now how do you end? Okay, stop live stream.
Yep, you stop.
Well, I can stop the live stream and not end the meeting.
You can try. You can try it.
Okay, well, and Lou, you had something you was going to show us, didn't you?
Did I?
Yes, you said you had proof of dog
Proof
hair.
of dog ham,
And then
yeah.
he farted.
Oh, yeah, and then I farted.
Oh, okay, well.
I guess I was the only one that heard it.
All right.
That was the
Try
proof.
stop the live and see if I think it requires you to end the meeting, but I could be wrong.
Okay, we're going to try it.
Before
All
you
right,
hit
guys.
that
we've done
button,
one.
though, before you
We're
hit
gonna-
that button, remember everybody, suck, 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 suck.
Dog ham.
And remember,
Guys, we'll see you next week. And don't forget to check out Green Bay Wacky, Cab 7, JoJo Walker Unplugged, and Lou Rock over on their channels. Hit them bars, ding them bells, drop likes on their videos, and leave them a comment so they can get back to you. And we'll catch you here on Question Everything next week.
Suck, 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 suck.